Let's crack open a market that's about way more than just snacking. We're talking about a massive shift in how people in India are eating. This is the booming billion-dollar world of dry fruits. And trust me, the numbers behind it are absolutely staggering.
Okay, so to get some perspective here, let's look at the global picture first. Back in 2022, the entire world's nut market was valued at nearly 56 billion US dollars. That's a huge market, and it's only going up.
All right, now let's bring it home to India. Get ready for this number. By 2029, our domestic dry fruit industry is projected to be worth over ₹1 trillion. Let that sink in for a moment. That's not just growth, that's a market explosion. So, the big question is, why? What's fueling this incredible surge? Why are so many of us swapping out our usual snacks for almonds and dates? Let's dig in. Well, at the heart of it all is a huge shift in how we think about food. As we all become more health conscious, we're actively looking for nutritious options. Dry fruits are no longer just a festival treat. They're becoming a daily, healthy habit for millions. And you can see this trend plain as day in what's flying off the shelves. The demand is really centered around the classics: dates, almonds, cashews, and raisins. These are the big four, the staples that are powering this whole health food movement. Okay, so we've established the domestic market is massive, but where does India fit into the global supply chain? The answer is, well, it's pretty fascinating. So check this out. India is playing both sides of the field here. On one hand, we're the 19th largest exporter of dried fruits in the world, sending our produce everywhere. But at the very same time, to feed our own huge appetite, we're also the 28th largest importer. And you can really see this global dance when you look at who we're trading with. We're sending a lot of our dry fruits to places like Bangladesh, Vietnam, and Germany. Meanwhile, we're bringing them in from Afghanistan, Turkey, and even the United States. It's a truly interconnected web. Now, when you have a market this big and it's growing this fast, you know the competition is going to be absolutely fierce. So who are the big players battling it out for a slice of this trillion-rupee pie? Let's take a look. Before we jump into the list, just a quick heads up. This ranking comes from an analysis by a brand called Ministry of Nuts. And you guessed it, they've put themselves right at the top, at number 1. So just keep that in mind as we go through the list of who else is making waves.
Kicking things off at number 1, we've got Ministry of Nuts, a brand that's all about that premium quality. Right behind them at number 2 is Nutraj. These guys are the veterans, one of India's oldest manufacturers, so they have decades of trust on their side. And at number 3, a modern giant, Solimo. That's Amazon's own in-house brand, winning with pure convenience and massive distribution. What a mix of old and new right at the top, right?
Moving on down the list at number 4, we have Farmly, and they're all about innovation, offering over 100 unique products. Then there's Hapilo, a Bengaluru-based gourmet brand that's really crushing it with online sales. And at number 6, we have True Elements, and this is cool. They're the first Indian brand to be certified as Clean Label, building their entire brand on transparency. And to round out our list, at number 7 is Urban Platter, which is interesting because it's both a brand and a curated marketplace. At 8 is Tulsi, a direct-to-consumer brand that controls its quality with its own processing facilities. And finally, Nutty Gritties, another D2C brand from Delhi, carving out its own niche with over 30 unique snack options. Okay, so we've seen the mind-boggling numbers, we've looked at what's driving this trend, and we've met the key players. So what does this all really mean? What are the crucial points to remember? It really boils down to 3 main things. First, the immense scale, a market that's rocketing towards ₹1 trillion. Second, this whole thing is being fueled by a genuine consumer shift towards health and wellness. And third, the competition is fascinating. It's this incredible mix where legacy companies have trust, e-commerce giants have distribution, and D2C startups have agility and new ideas. What we're witnessing is a fundamental change in how India snacks. And this leaves us with one big, fascinating question. As this trillion-rupee market continues to grow, who will win the battle for the future of healthy snacking in India? Will it be the established brands, the innovative startups, or the e-commerce giants? The race is on.